if you did, and when we talking here, we try to actually talk about more realistic options. You know what I mean? I know there's sexy names out there. There's Kuz, right? And I've heard him. I've heard OG. I heard him. We talked about Zach LaVine. We can talk about those guys later, but we're trying to narrow things down to realistic options. And I know we talked about a few options before, people who are already in trade rumors, and I know Lee wanted to talk about a few today. So I'm gonna turn something over to Lee, and Lee, I want you to actually kind of talk about some options you think you would like to see come to the Knicks as a backup wing during the trade deadline, and kind of give you your reasons to why you would like these players here in Knick uniform.
No doubt. Appreciate the mic pass. Well, I've been on that Gary Trent Jr. train. I love the kid. I can't. Every time I look at his age, I'm surprised he's 23. I feel like he's been in the lead for a long time, but it must have been by his dad. His dad used to be on the Mavericks and Dave Dirk Nowitzki hell when he was a rookie. But Gary Trent Jr., I mean, he's a downtown shooter. Got the three ball. Probably one of the most prime examples of a 3-and-D player in the league. Was great in Toronto, great in Portland. I would love to have him on this team coming off the bench, backing up Grimes. So we always have someone who can lock down the opposing team's point of attack. Between those two, you add in Quickly and McBride, and that's a really deadly 4-person tandem that you can mix and match and stagger the minutes. He's my number one option, and I think he's gettable. Toronto's going to make a move. I don't think it's time for them to blow it up and get rid of Siakam. Fred VanVleet is more likely to be traded, but I think they hold on to him too. He's a free agent, so if they're moving him, they don't trade some assets back and not lose him in free agency. But I think between the two, OG and Gary Trent Jr. are probably two most likely to be traded before a deadline to free up some cap space. They want a big, I think that's Isaiah Hartenstein could definitely go out the door in any deal like that. And, I would be willing to give up one of our own picks protected, top 10 or top 15 protected for Gary Trent Jr. because he's giving you 17 a game as well. And he's doing that on a pretty stacked team. A lot of guys average double digits on the Raptors, and he's still able to chip in 17 a game. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA outside of the Knicks, and he's my first option. After that, stretchy guys. PJ Washington in Charlotte is a solid option. Kenyon Martin Jr. in the Rockets, I mentioned before. These are guys that are athletic. We need athleticism. We need guys who have lateral movement, guys who can rebound and start their one-man transition fast break. We don't have a whole lot of that. We have, guys that play hard, that play defense, they're able to attack in the mid-range and get to the basket, but not a whole lot of guys who can beat you with a first step and get downhill and get transition buckets. That's one of the reasons why we're always just stuck in that terrible half-court set that drags us down ISO ball. Other guys on the cheap, Alex Caruso. I think that Derrick Rose in 2 seconds for Alex Caruso, possible. That's a low risk, high reward. He's on an affordable contract. And my sleeper, Clippers are not playing well right now. And I looked at their roster and I thought about, would Marcus Morris make sense coming back? I wasn't too interested in that because of his contract. Terance Mann, super young, athletic, gutsy in the playoffs, plays defense, can score. I know that point per game is a little low, but off the bench, I can live with it. He's a high percentage scorer when he gets to his spot under the basket. Doesn't take a whole lot of bad shots. He takes efficient shots. And he knows his spots. And he doesn't play outside of his game. And he plays really hard on D. I think Tibbs would love him. I'm out. He ain't going nowhere. So when I think about players we want to bring in, they fit Tibbs' system. And my top three guys right now, Gary Trent Jr., Kenyon Martin Jr., and Terance Mann.
Okay. All right. We kind of talked about Gary Trent before you were here, Lee. For us, when I looked at him, of course, we love Gary Trent Jr. We've been talking about Gary Trent Jr. since the season before, when he was playing in Portland, 3-and-D guy, who is a knockdown shooter, and he does well in Toronto. But when I see him, I think, man, is this type of guy willing to come off the bench? 1, and 2, what would Toronto want for Gary Trent? Because he's giving you 18 a game, right? He's giving you 18 a game. He's giving you the 3-point shot. So when I start to see guys who are giving you 18, 20 a game, my brain goes first round pick. He's, you know what I mean? Starter guys, Give you 18, 20 a game, first round pick. So the question would be, are you willing to give a first round pick to Toronto Raptors for Gary Trent Jr.?
Hell yes, but protected, not unprotected. I think top 15 is a solid number because I don't think he's worth a top 15 pick because Nick picks, you never know where they're going to be. It could be the low end of a lottery or right there in between the sweet spot between 12 and 18, where we've been the last couple of seasons that we traded away to Charlotte a couple of years ago. I think top 15, I would trade that pick and then some salary filler, whether it's an aspiring Derrick Rose and some other pieces, because I don't think they want Fournier. But yeah, I would give them. I would give them that and one of the protected Milwaukee or Detroit picks that we own too. I would give both of those for Gary Trent Jr. because he's only 23 years old. The kid's only going to get better. I know he's not as tall as we would like. We need taller guys, 6'7", 6'8". But man, this kid's a baller. He play even when the team's not playing, doing well. He's still out there giving 110% effort. Toronto's one of my favorite teams to watch. Have been since Masai Ujiri's been in charge. Dude knows what he's doing. Great coach. Yeah, man. I think he's worth 2 protected picks, 1 Knicks, 1 Milwaukee or Detroit.
Does that concern you? Because you already know the Knicks' big plan, right? The Knicks' big plan is hoard picks for the big swing. So do you feel like that will compromise their plan? Because okay, you saying top 15 protected. Who do we have that's top 15 protected? I know the Bucks pick. The Bucks pick is probably the most. It's probably the pick that's going to convey the most that's in our stats is probably the Bucks pick.
And Dallas.
Right, and the Dallas pick. So if you're saying giving it one of either of the Bucks picks or the Dallas pick is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, because unfortunately, we didn't hear about any of those picks being included in any trade negotiations over the summer. Danny Ainge wasn't interested in any of that shit at all. Like, they were never included in any trade proposals. Ainge wanted Knicks picks. And I think Masai Ujiri is going to want a Knicks picks. So if it's top 15 protected, it might, with descending protections or ascending, descending to where it's a little bit better year after year. I think that would be to his advantage and stops at like 13, like maybe 13 or 12.
Right.
To me, that's to our advantage. This guy's going to help us now and in the future because he's only 23.
I feel you. You kind of changed my line a little bit, me. I'm not gonna lie. Me though, I'm hesitant to give up a pick right now, knowing what the bigger picture is. Yeah. Danny Ainge is Danny Ainge. You know, you already know what Danny Ainge is on. Danny Ainge did not like that the Knicks were sitting courtside during the playoffs. So he bumped up the price. He sat there and told us it's going to take 4 unprotected first round picks to get Donovan Mitchell to your team. And then he turned around and the next day gave it to the Cavs for 3 first round picks. And we all know the Cavs first round picks aren't worth as much as ours, considering the makeup of their team versus ours. So we already knew. So when I'm talking about other people, I don't know if other people are going to be as stone-faced of a negotiator as Danny Ainge is outside of Masai Ujiri, you know. Ujiri might do it.
Yeah, and I just want to throw in, because Gary Trent Jr. is definitely one of my top choices as well. But what also concerns me is that he has a player option at the end of the season where he can opt out of his contract. So my thing is, I don't know if I want to give up 1 or 2 first-round picks for a player that might stay as a rental, also knowing that the Knicks have no chance at a championship. So it's like we're basically going to give up 1 or 2 first-round picks.
Oh, that's right.
For a player who's going to stay for half a season and then opt out and go to another team. So I think if the Knicks are ready to go after Gary Trent Jr., there has to be some type of guarantee on his end that he's going to re-sign with the Knicks in the offseason for the Knicks for me to be really comfortable giving up 1 or 2 first-round picks to bring him here.
Gary Trent Jr. wants $25 million. That's the number he's putting out. 25 million might be a little bit too steep.
I agree. That is high. I agree.
I don't know if he'll get that on the open market. I haven't really looked at what teams have cap space. I probably should look that up to see what teams have cap space who can actually sign them outright, because those teams usually will be your competition for signing free agents, unless you're going, you know what? I love Quickly, but he's going to command 20 and we'll sign and trade Quickly another player to absorb Gary Trent Jr. or something like that. Unless something like that happens, which to me still doesn't make sense, because as much as I love Gary Trent Jr., I think we still need another ball handler who can create for other people here. So that would make sense to me.
Yeah, I like the fact that Gary Trent Jr. can score
we like
his
him.
own offense.
For sure.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he has a ceiling that he hasn't been met yet. I think Tibbs quoted in the buy-in defensively, and I think he'll become an even better 3-and-D player. He'll put him in the position in the corners, where to find his spots where he's the most of a flamethrower on the perimeter, and he'll get him there. I like him as an investment. We haven't seen any Knicks leave yet in free agency. We've been able to retain all of our young guys. We haven't had someone who's a free agent that's walked on us in a really long time. So there's some benefit there too. I don't think Worldwide West and Leon Rose would I think they would do
Worldwide West.
Would do their due diligence to make sure that they make a trade like that he's going to be retained and have a verbal commitment. And also, I think that if we got him, that means there's no superstar out there in the trade market that's available. If there is a superstar out there, sure, this has become secondary or tertiary. But if there's not, that's a signal that they're not there, and this is the type of guy that we have that's available, and we're going to pounce on him now.
But you also mentioned some other guys in Terance Mann, right? That was the next man.
Yeah. What you think, Ryan?
I mean, Terance Man is one of those players where he's just a solid player off the bench. You know what you're getting from him. You know, he plays defense. He plays hard. He's had some games where he has had offensive explosions. So, you know, he's capable of, you know, having that one game, you know, out of the blue sometimes where he'll give you like a 20 points off the bench or whatever the case may be. So he's capable of that as well. And I do think, you know, with his youth, his energy, his hard play, I do think that, you know, he would be a welcome addition as a piece on the bench for the Knicks.
Yeah. Terance Man is very solid. Very, very solid. Let me see if we can pull up some numbers, because you already see the numbers here. Let's put some more numbers though.
Well, that 51% field goal percentage. That's nice.
That's sexy right there. You know me, I like efficiency. That's why I be getting on RJ so much. I'm like, he's not efficient enough. But salute to RJ for like 24 games or so. He's been a lot more efficient. Hopefully that turns around. I mean, hopefully that keeps going. But Terance Man, 51% from the field, 36% from three. But he's had some seasons where he shot 38% from three, 42% from three. So this is kind of a down year from three. But, you know, on his down year, he's shooting, you know, league average. So you take that, you know, you take that. Yeah. If you go to his cleaning the glass stats, where's those cleaning the glass stats? If you go to the cleaning the glass stats, boom.
Ooh.
Look at all those orange. Look at that.
A lot of orange.
For those of you who haven't been on KOT before, we look at cleaning the glass a lot. Orange means high efficient, top of the league. Mwah. Creme de la creme. All right. 87th percentile on the rim at his position. And I think he's playing more of a combo guard this year instead of a wing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 87th percentile at the rim is pretty damn good. Short mid, not so. But long mid, 89th percentile, pretty damn good, 60%. Yeesh. Okay. All right. Corner three, not so much, but the non-corner, 45%. Yeah. I like that. I'll take that all day. I like him a lot. Or he's making $11 million. They signed an extension for him. He's making $11 million this season and into the 2025 season. I guess my question is, what is the likelihood they trade him? Because with the injury history that those guys have in Clipperland, with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, he's kind of a guy who kind of fills in for them when they're injured, which means he's going to play a lot. So I'm not sure his availability. I'm not sure if his availability, unless you see something I don't see. I know, they like Hartenstein. I know they miss him, and I know we want to move him. So I don't know if it'll be Hartenstein and somebody else.
From what I've heard around the Twitterverse, credible sources, not my sources, but just on Twitter in general, is that they're looking for a lead guard at the point and a backup center. So in my mind, I was like, Reddish, Rose, Hartenstein, go get him out, bring him in, maybe attach 2 seconds or that one of those late Milwaukee or Detroit or Washington firsts. No Knick first, but one of those later ones. And then give him Derrick Rose. John Wall is out for 2 weeks right now with an injury. I think they could use Rose. Rose would be solid on that team. Reggie Jackson's been awful this season. And the Clippers themselves have been really bad this season, even though they've been one of the better 3-point shooting teams. I think Hartenstein obviously knows the system, would be a good fit. I think they're missing him, backing up Zubac. So that could be a solid deal. I think we had the pieces that make it work. Cam could take Man's minutes and give him a different little look there too. Okay.
All right. If they take Rose and Hartenstein for him, I'll do that in a heartbeat. The salary though, I can't see the salary matching up. I don't know if anybody has the Clippers salary in front of them, but off the top, right, we got Man, it was 11 million. Hartenstein is 9. So that works out clean, right? 2 million difference. That meets the rule. That trade will go through. But Rose is what, 14? And that's what really makes it tricky. That's really what makes it tricky. So they would maybe have to send somebody else back.
Kennard, we would take back Kennard at 14 million.
I'll take Kennard back in a damn
years on his deal.
Well, they take.
I don't know Kennard though. I don't know if they're willing to give him Kennard though. But I mean, for what I've been hearing that they're more interested in trading John Wall because I think what they're thinking is they're hoping that they can trade John Wall and get back another big, which is what they need. So I think they're looking for like a more productive big. That's what I heard on ESPN anyway, that they're looking to trade John Wall.
I would take John Wall if they meant Terance Mann.
I would take John Wall, although what type of pick situation they attaching? Hold up, wait a minute.
It's fun playing this game.
What type of, you want us to take John Wall off of your hands?
I mean, they're definitely going to have to give us some first rounders in return because John Wall's contract is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, now are we involving like Evan Fournier now and salary filler now? Because now this is a whole nother conversation. Now this is complicated.
Oh wait, no. Matter of fact, John Wall's on a pretty reasonable. Yeah, I forgot. He's in
the $6 million.
Contract, he's $6 million a year. Yeah,
and it's expiring. Team option.
Yeah.
Okay. So John Wall and Man is like 17 million. And we got Hartenstein and Rose. And that's around 9. That's around, okay, that works out. I think that might be enough actually. Because that'll be like around what, 14, 15, 22. That's 24 million. You're getting close. Okay. All right, man. I'll be down. I'm definitely down for that. I'm not gonna hold you. When I first started, I was like, "Would this work?" But Lee likes him. Let's experiment. Let's see what happens.
I like him a lot. I wish he was 2 inches taller, but he plays bigger than he is. He's got broad shoulders, good wingspan. He's built like a tank. I love the way that he gets to the teeth of a defense. He's really great at penetrating. You see between the glass numbers from a 3-point line. He's young. He's young and affordable deal. Yeah, and the Clippers have been awful.
Yeah, and they actually re-signed him. They actually like him. He's the first player they re-signed since Blake Griffin. Like the first rookie they re-signed on the contract since Blake Griffin. So they actually like him. So if they're looking to move him, then man, it must be bad over there for real. Okay, Lee. Unfortunately, like the really long wing guys, I don't know if we're able to get them now. I feel like those type of guys we might have to wait until the summer.
100%.
Yeah.
The guys that
I
we really want, who are longer wing defenders to match up with these longer teams. And who else did you mention, Lee? You mentioned him, and you
Kenyon Martin Jr.
mentioned. Let's see.
Wait, I do have a question though.
Sure.
Because I don't think the Clippers will move, man. But since they're willing to move John Wall, would you take a chance on John Wall for the rest of the season?
John Wall for the rest of the season.
That's a backup?
Yeah, as a backup.
Yeah, I would.
I don't mind it. John Wall in New York.
I ain't gonna kill you.
John Wall, Emmanuel quickly. Why not? I'm with it.
Yeah, me too.
Can he be any worse than Rose?
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm with it. We'll see what he has in the tank. I don't care. I'm with it. You also mentioned Kenyon Martin Jr., the son of Knicks legend Kenyon Martin Sr. All right. Here's a guy. I don't know. I have my questions about him, Lee. I'm not so high on Kenyon Martin Jr. as you are, but I'll let you talk about him and why you want him.
I think he's been one of the consistent bright spots over the last couple of years. Houston's been like the worst team in the league, I think 2 or 3 seasons in a row, which is quite the accomplishment. That has a lot to do with their makeup of their roster. They don't have a whole lot of guys that have high motor and effort, which you can't teach. You either got that or you don't. And Kenyon Martin Jr. has that. He embodies a lot of the same skill set that his father has. Luckily, he hasn't gotten injured yet, and he seems to be in pretty good shape. And it has also a really good mental state too. I like how hard he plays every single game. And he does a lot of little things that we don't have. We don't have a perimeter guy who can blot shots from on the weak side. We don't have that. We don't have anyone on this roster who's not a center who can do that. And he can do that, and he does it really well. He's also, again, he's a guy who gets downhill, one-man fast break. I salivated thought of him and Brunson running in transition and being able to catch lobs and oops, and even being a roll man with Brunson, the pick and roll. I think he brings a lot of attributes that we just don't have, which is length, wingspan, athleticism, and a quick first step. And I think his game too could be unlocked, even by a coach like Tibbs, who you obviously wouldn't have to worry about him buying into his system,
right,
or his playing style. But I think Tibbs would unlock a little bit of giving him more of an opportunity on offense too. He's not timid. Obi has moments where he's really timid and he fades out of the offense. I don't see that from Kenyon Martin, especially this season. He's really taking a step forward this season in his production and usage rating. So I loved his dad. His dad's one of my favorite players of all time. Also a Dallas guy. And I think his son could be a really good addition to his team and fill a position and a style that we do not have on this roster.
Got you. Well, here's the thing with him, right? Shoots threes at a decent clip. Check. Off the bench, he's a guy who moves off the ball. In general, we have so many ISO guys. We need guys who move off the ball. So him and Obi probably would have a field day cutting off the ball. Something that, Hartenstein will actually like to play with because he likes to pass to cutters. So that could work out. I do like his hustle, like Lee said, and his ability to block shots. There's something there for sure. But like you said, Lee, there's still some polishing to be had, I guess is what it is. Because he gives you the big blocks, but it's almost like Cam-ish, where fundamentally there's certain things missing where he's not really locking up wings, really. You know what I mean? And it could be a technique thing. That's something that Tibbs is probably actually good at, teaching you technique, fundamentals. Like, he needs that. He's missing that to be the guy who's going to give you the correct rotations consistently, the guy who's going to stop the other guy on the other side of the ball. But like weak side stuff, I think he'll be good. So I guess that's why I have my question marks about him. long
The Cam
term,
comp,
I can talk myself into him long term. What'd you say? What'd you say, Lee?
I liked your Cam comp. I think there are some similar deficiencies, but one thing he's got that Cam don't is a motor.
Heard you.
Yeah, and I'll say this, like, I think Kenyon Martin Jr. is one of the more intriguing players for me. Like, I would definitely take a chance on him if the Rockets were available, because I'm like, first and foremost, like, he does play for the Rockets, and Rockets is one of the more terrible teams in the NBA when it comes to defense. So, like you said, it could be just an accumulation of bad habits that he's picked up since he's been with the Rockets, and maybe with a team that's more structured, like the Knicks are under Thibs. Maybe Thibs might get him to, be more fundamentally sound on defense, like you said, and probably fit in more. But I think the positives are there. Like Lee said, he has a motor, so he's gonna play hard every night. You already know you're gonna get that from him. And then the fact that, he's going to fast break, the Knicks need more of those guys who can get on the break and finish, and he can definitely do that. And I just like the fact that, he's a wing. Like, we need a wing. We need someone who's athletic. He has that as well. The ability is there to guard other wings. You just have to unlock it out of him to do it on a more consistent basis. Like, I like Kenyon Martin Jr. I would take a risk on him.
Here's some positives, Jay Ellis. You talked about him needing to polish his game. There's some really positive things to look at from last year to this year. Check this out. His field goal percentage went from 53 to 55. 2-point percentage went from 61 to 67. Effective field goal percentage went from 59 to 61. And his rebounds went from 3.8 to 5 in only 3 more minutes of playing time. Pretty solid.
Not bad. Like, looking at, okay, here you go. Listen, at the rim, you see that 89 percentile at the rim, shooting 74% at the rim. We had problems finishing in general. He would help. He would help with that. 34% from 3, slightly down, but considering before it was 37% 2 years before, I don't think it is a huge deal. And a good cutter.
Yeah.
He's a flyer guy, and I don't think he's going to be expensive too. That's another thing. Looking at his contract, he requested a trade. I know he requested a trade a while ago, so that's something that I can definitely see him moving somewhere, even if it's not to us. Those guys need a center, so I know Hartenstein would be involved. I mean, they might like him, but listen, he makes $1 million. He makes almost $2 million. So he's a cheap contract. So they're gonna have to send over more contracts. So there might be some mixing and matching, or maybe it's a straight up Cam swap. I don't know.
Yeah. What if it was Eric Gordon and Kenyon Martin Jr.?
What would we be giving back in return for that?
Evan Fournier.
I mean, it's funny. We throw Hartenstein into every single trade conversation.
We want the Evan Fournier at that point.
Yeah, it might be Fournier or Cam Reddish too.
Right. It would Fournier, Cam.
I mean, damn, if that's a trade, I would take them 2 in a heartbeat. If they would accept that trade, I would take it in a heartbeat.
They want a first for Gordon.
I don't know. Take these. We got seconds galore, dog. We got.
But I think if the trade is going to go down like that, with us trading Fournier and Cam and bringing back Kenyon Martin and Eric Gordon, I think a first would probably be warranted from us, just for the simple fact Kenyon Martin Jr. would be included in that trade.
Right.
Not unprotected. I would be real hesitant for it to be unprotected.
So maybe scratch from Fournier. Maybe keep him on the books for a bigger trade, salary filler, for another trade in the future. They are looking for a center. Maybe we do use Hartenstein instead. Maybe we go that route. Hartenstein is what, 9 million? Hartenstein 9 million. Hartenstein 9 million. Reddish 8 million. That's 17 million. Eric Gordon. What is Eric Gordon? 18 million.
Yeah, about.
So that actually works. That actually works out pretty well. So Hartenstein and Cam for Eric Gordon and Kenyon Martin Jr. We also maybe we send some seconds. Do we have to send seconds? Nah, I don't even think we have to send second at that point because they're getting a prospect.
We're sending picks. If it's Cam and Hardenstein for Kenyon Martin Jr. Eric Gordon, we have to send them picks.
And Houston's already said they want it first for Eric Gordon. That's what they're looking for.
Okay. So yeah, you're right. So yeah, we can definitely send some seconds. I can say that. Cause I don't know.
I honestly think we would have to give it the first.
You think so?
I think we have to give it the first.
I don't know if I want to give a first for Eric. Eric Gordon is old, dog. Like that's a 1 year rental.
But it's the fact that you're adding Kenyon Martin Jr. in there. I think that's why the first would be warranted.
And getting rid of Hartenstein.
Yeah, that's why I say the first is warranted.
But I think they actually want the center though. I think that's the thing. We want the wing, and we're getting a cheap wing, and they want a center. And that's a cheap center.
We could probably agree on top 20 protected, which I would be fine with. If it was top 20, I'm fine with that.
Right. I can't see the Rockets taking top 20 protected though.
For Eric Gordon?
For Eric Gordon? Come on, dog. Eric Gordon's not freaking.
That's the thing. If it was just Eric Gordon, I would have been like, nah, I'm not giving them no first. But if you're gonna add Kenyon Martin Jr., they're definitely gonna want a first.
But Kenyon Martin Jr. is not resigning with them. Like he wants to dip.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, but like I said, that's still potential they're giving up. They're gonna want a first back for Kenyon Martin Jr. I don't think they're gonna trade him just to and not get a first in return for him.
Is Kenyon Martin Jr. giving you 20 and 10? Did I miss something?
No, but still, he's a young player with potential.
Right,
but I can't see the Rockets. I can't see the Rockets being like, yeah, we're gonna give you Eric Gordon. We're going to give you Kenyon Martin Jr. We're going to take Cam and Hardenstein and not want a first in return for that.
Okay, Kenyon Martin's giving you
11 and 5. 11 and 5.
That's not worth a first pick. He wants
very solid though.
He wants out because his playing time is iffy.
Yeah, but just because a player wants out, that doesn't mean they're going to take a cheaper deal because of that. The Rockets are trying to build. They're not going to take no first. They're not going to take a first round pick protected top 20. They're not taking that.
It's okay. I kind of feel like it's the Obi Toppin situation. Obi Toppin is the top 8 pick. He's playing 15 minutes a game, 11 minutes a game. Can we ask for a first for Obi?
No, but Kenyon Martin does more than Obi though.
That's sad. That's real sad. The man's a lottery pick.
Yeah.
You just got me hella depressed, man. Damn, that's a depreciation of an asset, man. Bro, you don't get Fritz started on that one, bro. Oh, man. Fritz with a lot of feeling right now.
Is Kenyon Martin really worth? I don't know. Salute to the chat, man. Riveting conversation.
I'm glad y'all like my options, though. That's cool.
Yeah.
And Fritz is worse than me. Fritz is going to take a couple of firsts. I'm saying one first.
He said, now you're talking.
I said one first.
No way. No way he's taking a couple of firsts for Kenyon Martin's contract. No way. I need to hold on, man. You got me, but I'm trying to.
It's the wrong Kenyon Martin.
I Kenyon Martin by accident because of this. I was trying to look at Kenyon Martin Jr. How many minutes a game does he play?
I think last time I checked was 24, 25 minutes a game, if I remember correctly. I think he's averaging 24.6.
24.
Yeah, that sounds right.
First. Okay. All right. You might be right. You guys are right. All right.
Okay, actually, 24 minutes a game. Yeah, 25.
24 points. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. You're right. I'm bugging. Y'all right. like those options.
Affordable. They don't bankrupt you.
Yeah.
You know, they're also Leon Rose style moves. They're on the same level that he's done with Derrick Rose and Cam Reddish. You know, he's made these small moves that they don't disrupt the chemistry or the roster's identity too much, but add something that he knows will benefit Tom Thibodeau. He's done better building around Tibbs through trade than he has free agency.
Right. You're right. You definitely. Great segue to something I have to say next, Lee. And I'm about to piss everybody off right now. I'm about to piss everybody off. This is gonna be great. All right.
No KP, please.
Huh?
No KP talk, please.
No, it's not KP.
Okay.
Oh man.
I can't even say it. Hear me out, all right? Hear me out before you hit the thumbs down. All right.
Get your tomatoes ready.
Get the tomatoes ready. Get the tomatoes ready. All right. We're missing 3-point shooting, wing help, a guy who can create a little bit on a cheap contract. Lee mentioned earlier that Leon Rose had some abysmal free agent signings that hasn't worked out. But I would argue there is one signing that wasn't really that bad.
No.
Huh?
Oh, no. I know where this is going. Oh, hell no. I know exactly where this is going. Hell no.
I can't follow
Tomato from here, bro.
Get the tomatoes ready.
Hell no. No, I knew it. I knew it, bro. I knew it.
Wait, you try to bring Alec Burks back?
Hell no.
You try to bring Alec Burks back?
I knew that's where you were going.
Hear me out. Give me the tomatoes. Give me the tomatoes. Give me the tomatoes. Oh man.
I mean,
Alec Burks got a lot of hate in Knicks Nation, but it wasn't really Alec Burks' fault. It was really Tibbs. Tibbs misused Alec Burks. He did. Alec Burks, as a wing vet off the bench who spots up for three, plays decent defense, and can set up people, is pretty much a lot of what we need. The only thing really that's missing is he's not super athletic. He's average athletic, so you already know that. But 44% from three, 45% from the three. High, good volume. 4.4. We suck at 3-point shooting, dog. Like he would solve that problem. My thing is this: I need an oath in blood from Tom Thibodeau beforehand. I will not play Alec Burks at point guard. He has to write that on the board like a million times. Like the Bart Simpson. Yeah, I will not play Alec Burks at point guard. I will not play Alec Burks at point guard. If I see Alec Burks in the game before quickly running the point, fire him on the spot, Lee.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
Role, he's actually pretty good in his proper role.
I'll say this. Right now in Detroit, Alec Burks is used as a backup point guard by Dwayne Casey. So you cannot fully blame this for that. Dwayne Casey uses him as a backup point guard in Detroit because Kate Cunningham is out for the season. So you can't fully blame this for that. But I'll say this, though. I agree with Jay Ellis. When he's played as a wing, he is highly effective.
Let's go, right.
He's highly effective as a shooter, and he will give the Knicks what they need from a shooting standpoint, and he can play decent defense when he's played correctly. And I do think with Jalen Brunson here and quickly stepping up, there is less of a chance Thibs will play him at point guard, which is what I'm hoping for. So I can see it.
It's a gamble.
I can see it.
It's a gamble.
I can see it.
Yo, Lee, why are all the tomatoes coming from you, though?
I'm furious, bro. We just got his toy out of his hand. You want to give it back to him so he can play with his favorite toy at every position but small forward. Hell no. We just got IQ getting major time. That's a hell no. You'll never see Grimes again, bro. Grimes will be buried on a bench. You have Alec Burks starting at the 2, man. That's an awful idea. I hate it.
Way, no. It would have to be off the bench. I will not bench Grimes. I will not play Alec Burks at point guard.
Not about it. 0% enthusiasm on that one.
This is why I like Ryan. Yeah. He co-signs my BS. All right.
I agree with Alexander. I'd rather have Kevin Knox.
You haven't had Kevin Knox?
Yep. I'd rather have Kevin Knox. Because at least I know he won't start over the guys I like.
Oh boy. Jeez.
Oh god.
I mean, he's played better in Detroit though, Kevin Knox, but he still on him.
He is. He's had some really good stretches. His confidence.
Yeah. It's about time. It's about time, Kevin Knox. I hope the best for Kevin Knox, but when he was here, he wasn't it, man. Bring out the Sandman for Jay Ellis. Damn. I'm trying to be up our show.
I mean, since we're talking about bringing back former players, I mean, hell, Bullock's been talked about in trade.
No.
Now we mentioning Burks. Hell, why not bring back Frank Ntilikina then? Shit.
Wait. Listen, I don't hate Reggie Bullock, man. I don't hate Reggie.
Burks over Reggie.
It's possible to play him out of position. No way he plays point.
Burks. All right, chat. 1, if you would rather Burks. 2, if you rather Reggie. If you had to choose, gun to your head, Burks or Reggie. I'm choosing Burks for sure. Lee got the 2.
I think I would go with Burks too. Oh yeah, let's bring back Damian Dotson too. Where is Damian Dotson?
Yo, bring back free Dot. God damn it. What's Dot, man? Well, I see Lee voting 600 times.
I'm stuffing the ballot boxes like Republicans, bro. I'm stuffing them.
Damn.
I mean, outside of
election stuff over here.
More people are voting for Burks though, out of Lee's multiple twos.
There you go. Go.
That's Alexander. It's Alexander, bro. It's all him.
Langston High, we here. Oh my God.
Yeah, let's go.
Langston down there. Let's bring it back too. Let's bring it back.
Lee Anthony early.
Let's bring it back.
We all go to the strip club, bro. Let's go.
Oh man.
You know what I'm in the mood for?
Moutier. Bring it back too. Bring it back.